Okay folks, this is our next step. We're going to sandwich the cockpit that we previously built. It's all ready to go into the fuselage halves. So it's a case of getting some glue. Slap that in there, and this half can go in here. We can also put a little bit of glue on this section. Okay folks, our next step is to attach this wing, and we can attach these spines. The skid at the back of the aircraft I've already attached. I was dry fitting it, but unfortunately I can't get it back out again for painting, so I'm going to have to paint it on the aircraft. But once cleaned up, this wing is moulded as one large piece, so no require for gluing and no cleanup hardly, so it's going to fit nicely. It's such an engineering good fit. It pretty much slots in here, and then there is a little notch in the back. Once you hear the snap, that goes into place. It's lovely clean fit. We've got two bracing spars that we can attach. Now we can attach the spars. They go only one way, so you can't really mess them up, but it's finding the locating which ones will go where. So get this dab of glue in there. This one slots in there, and then it pretty much falls into place. So we've got one more to do. Dab of glue. So the structural spars are all in now. These structural spars are painted red, the same as the rest of the aircraft, like the tail and body and stuff. Apart from this section forward is that weird green colour. I'm still not 100% sure how I'm going to do that, but I have been experimenting with that section with oils, but I'm not sure. Down this centrepiece, you haven't got to worry about much of a clean up, because there is this really long piece and it's got stitching in it, and basically it covers up the seam, and here's a centre spine part, so we can go ahead and glue that into place. And I've still got some clean up, because you want this top piece, you want this seam completely gone, because this is complete fabric, so you're going to need to take care of this seam. Being it's a soft plastic, it should be no problem. Okay folks, our next step is working on wings. This is one of the wing sections. I'm not 100% sure. I think this might be the middle wing. Could be totally wrong on that. But this is F1, and it comes as one large piece. Absolute lovely moulding. Jet pins on the inside, don't worry about them. I've already test fitted it. None of them get in the way. However, the tabs that hold the wing to the sprue are on the inside, so you're going to have to take care of these before mounting up the other half of the wing, which comes as two halves. Be careful you don't oversand it. I have slightly, and it's created a small gap, but that can be easy sorted once I put the wing together. And then also you've got these holes. Version I'm doing is B, so B and D version is here, On the outer is for A and C version. You've got these little plugs that go on the end of the wings. I don't know what they're for. I have started to take one of the notches out already. I don't know if you can see that, but what we do is just make a small notch and then we can clean it up with a drill bit. So we're going to run a strong bead of glue on this structural part, some of your white top, and then we're going to probably use like quick set on the leading edge and this edge here. So white top glue all the way across here because it takes longer to dry, so I've got more working time. If I used a normal thin cement, it's going to run everywhere and it evaporates far too quickly for what I want it to do. So let's get this into place. It's going to give it a bite straight away. We can pinch this quite closely. What you don't want to do is do the glue down like this, because if you do that, the glue can run down both sides, and where you're pinching it with your fingers, it's going to create fingerprints. So what I like to do for wings is turn it up the other way, touch it, let the capillary action run inside the groove, and it's because it's on gravity, it's not going to go over your fingers. Now you can go back and pinch it and get it nicely buttoned. And the same as on this leading edge where the scallops are, there is a small gap. Again, don't do it this way because you can get drips. Get some on the bottom, touch it, let the capillary action flow, turn it over and pinch it. Let it hold, and then you can go with clamps. Okay folks, I want to talk about this wing here. This is one of the other wings. This is exactly the same before. It's all large, one piece, two halves are separate. With my test fitting and dry fitting, I've come across a different issue with mine. Just have to forget the right piece. Dry fitting was perfectly fine. Again, do not overdo it because you can easily create gaps within the wing because it is soft. But I found on this corner you've got a pin, locating pin. Mine was really tight fitting and it wasn't giving me a satisfied fit. I wasn't happy with the fit, so what I've done, I just cut them off and now the fit is much better. So again, same before, do not do it on the top, do it from underneath. So go ahead and glue these two halves together. These ones are much better tight fitting. And also this is the top wing. These are moulded as one piece, and this one, and it's a case of, again, just cleaning them up and sandwiching these together. This is going to take a lot of clamps because it's a large wing, quite a large wing actually. You're going to make a big aircraft. I do have a little bit of a short shot on my kit on the leading edge here, but that's easy to take care of. Also, these three segments here have got to be painted in the gloss black, and these have got to be attached. This piece is part of the firewall, this is part of the firewall on the inside, and this is part of the gun system which sits inside the cockpit, so don't forget to put these in. This section here is the wheel assembly. This comes as two halves. So simply just run a bead of glue around the bottom and sides. Here we have one wheel cap with a notch in it, which corresponds with the wheel with the notch in it. And we have these little pins that stops the wheel from coming off. You don't want to glue them into place. There are another set of wheels without any notches, so you can use these as spares or a diorama. As for the wheel going on, use the cap. In goes the pin. Once you hear the snap, it's in place, and allows the wheel to spin around. So find the corresponding notches. And then you can glue the wheel into place and then you can spin freely. However, with the two pieces of wheels, I am going to paint this separate and then mask this one up. Saves having to mask them both up. It'd be easier for painting. Okay folks, I want to talk about this section and your leading edge flaps. Here is your main wing, which is already done. You get your flaps, they look like this, and see this tab? This locks it into place nicely. If you want it movable, you want to take this tab off. So as it stands, with the tab on, it's nice and straight. You can't really have it posable as much because it locks it into place. So take that tab off and then you can make your flaps any angle you want. So one is going to be down and one is going to be up. You can give it much more angle without the pin getting in the way. So cut the pin off, and then you can make the flaps angled. So I'm going to have mine angled like this, and the other one, again, I've got to take the tab off and then put it into place. Okay folks, I've gone ahead a bit and test fitted the aircraft to see how well it goes together. You can see it's been held together with tape and stuff, and the fit is really good. The wing is going together nicely. It's all dry fitted, it all goes together nicely, it all comes apart. And working on this underside, you can see it's all been held together with tape. I come to notice with this piece, it is a hatch which slots into here, but if you are doing a diorama or anything, you can actually decide to leave this off if you want to, so you can see the internals. If you look on this hatch, you can see there's little bolts, so technically on the real aircraft this would be removable, and that's how they could do maintenance and stuff, so it's optional. Yeah, as I say, this is all dry fitted. This is all dry fitted still. It all comes apart. Even the upper wing is dry fitted. But one other thing, there is a gap between this fuselage and the wing. Looking on reference pictures and stuff, this is all nice and smooth, all one piece fabric section, so you're going to want to fill this gap in. I've used Vallejo putty at the moment, but it's going to take a couple of fills to get it seamless. I've still got to work this seam a little bit more. We will put some paint over it just to test it, but it's pretty smooth, but you want to try and get that as clean as possible. So I'll quickly put the aircraft back together. As you saw, it goes together pretty well. So it's going to be easier for painting. So this upper wing is all red, these struts are red, this middle wing and lower wing are that weird green streaky type effect, and obviously it goes from here forwards is the green bit, and then obviously from here backwards is red. All across the top here is that green, and the red, all red here, red tail. So being separate parts, we can paint it all individually and then put it back together.